everyone, it's Joseph with JN Unique Designs. Happy to be back with you again this week for some more monster creations. Today we're going to still play with some glitters, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a mix and match with monsters, playing with glitter. So let's get to it. I'm going to turn the camera right into my Peridot here and let's go ahead and have some fun. Alrighty everyone, let's get started. So Elizabeth Craft Designs just released Yosette's new monster line. And these monsters are so much fun. These are the three monsters: monster number 1, monster number 3, and monster number 2. With these monsters, any of the accessories go very well with them. Any of the characters mix and match. Tonight we're going to play with some glitter and we're going to create our own monsters. So they can use different things. You don't have to use, the nice thing about these particular things is that you can create whatever you want to create. So let's go ahead and get to it. And then as I go along, I'll just end up playing with it. So I have monsters already pre-cut. Remember how I created these was I used soft finish cardstock paper. This is the 25 pack paper. And then I added Elizabeth Craft Designs double-sided adhesive to the front of it. Again, double-sided adhesive on one side and the other. And then I lay the die right on top of the double-sided adhesive and run it through my die cutting machine. My die cutting machine cuts everything very smoothly. I have the Big Shot switch and I love it. So that's how you create these. And I've already cut some monsters here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start assembling and I'm gonna show you my trick and how I assemble all of Yosette's animals and creatures when it comes to creating glitter ones. So I'm gonna take this monster number 1. I'm gonna peel the release sheet off first. And what I like to do is I always like to use my tweezers. And the reason for that is because it's easier to place the items that you want where you want it. So I'm gonna take his horns here. And looking in the general vicinity, I don't know if you can see, there's embossing lines on his body here. So what I've done is I'm just gonna stick this straight onto the sticky part. I'm gonna take his other horns here and I'm gonna stick it right onto his the sticky part of this part here is sticky. That's why I'm using this release sheet. That's why I'm holding this piece by the release sheet. The reason why I'm doing that is that I'm already pre-assembling him. And by pre-assembling him, what's gonna happen is you can put anything. You can put all your pieces on there together, start assembling. You don't have to use very much glue. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I leave the release sheet intact, and since this is his arm, and I want his arm to be the same color as his body, so I will peel off the release sheet on his entire hand and arm, and then I will hold my release sheet here and I will place it where I need to place it. So I think that's where that's gonna go. And then if you need to, you can use the release sheet to place it on top to squeeze it to make sure it's all intact. And I'll take his other arm here. Again, I want the release sheet to be, I want the arms to be in the same color. So hence, that's why I'm doing it this way. So we'll do that. Place the release sheet there. And then release that. And then I'm gonna take his feet here, his legs. And again, the legs, I want the same color as the entire ant creature. So I'm gonna place him down, use my release sheet to press down the legs so that it's all the same color. I hope everybody's doing well and having fun. By now, the monsters should be in all the stores by the time this video is being filmed. So that's a great opportunity for you to get all of your creatures. So this is one of the tricky parts. And what I've done is there's a slit here right in the middle of his mouth. And I'm gonna pop that slit open. And once I pop that slit open, I'm gonna take my tweezers and I'm gonna try to stick the teeth right inside there. And then I'm gonna take my release sheet and press it down. Make sure the front of his mouth is all stuck to it, as such. See, that's what I'll do. And then what I'll do next is I will go ahead and pull out my glitter tray. My glitter tray is actually sitting on the floor next to me, so that's why I'm just reaching for it real quick. And on my glitter tray, I have some Swiffer sheets, and I have a coffee filter. Let me go over to my glitter area here, and I'm gonna pull out a glitter that will look good on this guy. So, the glitter that I'm gonna pull out is called Blue Green, and this is number 654. And if you have this glitter, great. If you don't, any of the colors will work. It's a great, there's a lot of glitter, as you know. And what I'll do is I will leave the release sheet on there, and I'll sprinkle the glitter all over him in one fell swoop, like that. And I notice I see a hand here that didn't get it, so I'll sprinkle a little bit more. And I'll tap them off briefly here. What I'll do is I'll take the glitter brush that's from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I'll brush off the excess. See, I'll do that. Brush off the excess there. So, and then I'll place that aside for a moment. And I will place that right in. Return the glitter straight to the glitter jar. Set that aside. And then what I'm gonna do next is keep in mind that I'm building layers. That's the key. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna put that coffee filter off to the side, and I'm gonna varnish this. Make sure everything is varnished in there. Make sure the glitter is nice and stuck on the tape, on the double-sided adhesive. Like that. So everything is now varnished, and I believe it's ready to go. What I'll do next is I will go ahead and peel off the remainder of the release sheet. So the next layer of the release sheet is going to be white. So obviously I'm going to peel off everything that has the potential of being white on it. So I'll peel that off. Peel that off. Peel off the release sheet for the teeth here. So it might be a little tough because of where it was. There's that. And then don't forget, there's one more layer on top of this that's required, which is the eyes. So that's why I left the eyes there, still intact. On my screen, I can see, in my position here, I can see where the emboss line is and where the eyes need to go. So if you're creating this on yourself, you'll see where the eyes are eventually. So remember, we're building everything by layers. Take that release sheet of the character again, so I make sure that the eyes are put down. And then the next layer that I will put is white. I'll take a Cool Diamond, which is number 642, and I will pour Cool Diamond on top here. And remember what I told you earlier. You don't want to contaminate your white Cool Diamond, so that's why you're very careful with that. I'm gonna go ahead and take that and put the rest of that back in the jar. I'm not gonna touch it so that it doesn't contaminate the colors. And then what I'll do is I will take my brush, and then I'll brush off the rest of the white here onto my Swiffer pad. And then I'll come back over here and I'll varnish it in. Varnish that color in, like that. And then my Swiffer pad already absorbs all that glitter, so I don't have to worry about it. And then the next final layer that's on here is there's two parts. I'm going to do a blue or something, and I'll take the outer layer, and you can see the remainder of that black there is still there. And I'll take another color. In a second here, let me see what I have here. Let's do this, and let's do this. So for this third layer, I'm going to use Moonbeam number 665, and I'll just take my finger and I'll just dab it on top of there. The reason why I'm doing it this way is because I don't want the glitter to go all over the place. Take my brush and I'll brush it off as such. See? And then I'll varnish it in. And then set that aside. I'll take my tweezers and I'll peel off the last layer, last and final layer of the monster, this particular monster. And then I'll take basic black, which is number 601. And the same thing, I'm gonna take my finger and I take a little bit of that glitter and I'm just gonna put it right on top of that sticky spot. Like that. Take my brush and brush it off. There you go. And then now you have a very easily assembled monster ready to go on any of your projects. All right. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'll be more than happy to. I respond to all comments and questions, and I submit I do a lot of videos on YouTube, and I do on Facebook. So please, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to try to answer any questions if you comment and leave me your name or a best way I can contact you. I will go ahead and do that. So let's see, the next monster to mix and match is I'm gonna take monster 3 and I'm gonna mix it monster number 1. So I'm gonna take this fuzzball guy. I'm gonna save this piece because that's what I've been using a lot of, remember? And I'm just gonna place an eyeball right in front of him. Remember what I told you, think about the bottom layer and the top layer. So I'm gonna place the bottom layer, and then I'll use my release sheet to make sure that it's all intact, right? And then I'm gonna open up this mouth, just a tad bit here, and I'm gonna stick his teeth in there. Stick his teeth in there. As such. Perfect. And make sure you use that release sheet to make sure it's stuck in there. He's gonna have a very odd, because again, I want him to look like a monster. So I'll place this guy right here. I'm gonna take his other horns and place it right in here. And then let's see what I'm gonna do next. Is I'll take, again, I want his hand and his feet to match. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this guy's big feet from that monster, and I'm gonna place it right over here. Use my release sheet to make sure it's all stuck down. Use my release sheet again to make sure it's all stuck down. And then let's see, I want the big hands. Again, with the colors, it just matches. So we'll take this and we'll place this. Let's see, I'm gonna make sure this guy's up high a little bit. He's a little wavy, kind of up there. Place that down. Place this here. Same color. Place this guy down here. And then use my release sheet to make sure it's all stuck down. Like that. Perfect. And I think that will do that. And then we're gonna build on top of that more. So I'll pull those aside real quick. I'm gonna pull over my glitter tray and bring that back into the scene here. Place my guy on top of my coffee filter. And I'm gonna go back and see about getting a green. And let's do, I don't know, let's do a kind of a we'll do that gold eye again. So let's do this. See, I'll get a green, and this green that I'm using is called soft green, number 631, and I'll just pour it right on top. tap it off. Get some of my, get my brush. Since remember, there is no white yet, it's okay to brush this green back right into the coffee filter because there is no white. So there's that. And I'll get the glitter back into its jar, the entire remainder. All right, and then close this jar, so I don't want my glitter to be contaminated. Next step is I'm gonna go ahead and continue building. So I'm gonna set my glitter tray off to the side for a moment here, continue building on top of this. So you remember the eyes here has something that goes in there. So I'm gonna peel off that layer of the eye, and I'm gonna put in his this third layer here, and make sure everything is intact. Place that down, and then I'm gonna peel off the release sheet. So the next layer that I'm gonna do is, I think it's gonna be white. So you have to think this through when you're doing this. That's the only advantage of doing it this way, is that the monsters are created with glitter very easily to use, but you have to think about your color scheme. If you don't think about your color scheme, what's gonna happen is that you will get the colors mixed up and the colors won't look right. So I'll pour some white on there. Pour that out. Tap it just a tad bit. I won't brush. Pour the remainder of my cool diamond in there. And then I'll take my hands and I'll varnish this. Varnish that, nice. And then the next layer coming through is I'm gonna peel this off, and I think I'm gonna do that moonbeam, which is number 665 color. Take my brush and brush it off. Get my moonbeam back into its glitter jar. You see how much, see, all the Yosette's characters, just like this monster, I build them the same exact way. I don't do anything different when building them. And the reason for that is because I think it's a lot of fun to build it this way. I'll peel this piece off, this release sheet off. It makes it fun to build. It makes it easy to create whatever, and it's just quick to put together. So I'll put that in here. See, he has another layer. And then I'm gonna use the same, on this outer layer here, I'm gonna use the same green as his body because he has green eyes. I'm gonna rub that right in the middle there. Perfect, like that. With my finger, close that. Take my brush and brush off the excess. And then I'll peel off that middle piece of the eye. That's gonna be black. So it's basic black again. Right in the middle. Perfect. Take this and do this. How cool is that? Look at my second monster. There we go. That's my second monster. Let's do one more, huh? Let's do one more. And this time I'm gonna use monster number 3. And let's see what I can create with this guy. Let's peel him off and let's add eyeballs. Let's do this. Let's take that piece and let's add eyeballs to here. Just right on top. And then let's take some fins and put it right off to the side here. I want the fins to be the same color as the body, so I'll peel off the release sheet, exposing the tape. and I'll place it right down below here, like that. Same thing here. I'll expose the release sheet. And I'll take this, and I'll place it right down below, like that. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him just one arm, and it's going to be up here. I'll take that monster release sheet from earlier, just to give, or maybe I'll put both arms up there, because that'll be kind of cool. Again, same color scheme. So what you want to do is you want to put those together. Take this piece and make sure that's good. Make sure it's all pressed down. I'm gonna take his teeth and pop open his mouth here. Place his teeth right inside of his mouth, as such. And then use my release sheet to make sure that's all enclosed. I'll put his feet in. Put his feet in here. Again, the same color, so I'll place that right below here. Don't do what I just did and touch the tape with that. I just made that mistake, and I won't do it again, I promise you. So, once you learn and once you get the things get used to building these things, these characters, it all becomes very easy and straightforward. So, let's see. I'm gonna make find a nice purple. So this is amethyst that I'll be using. This is the next color that I'll be using here is amethyst, and that's number 621. Same exact process. Everything's intact. So you just pour the glitter right on top. Take your tweezers and tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. I'll take my brush and brush off the excess. As such. So that's a pretty cool one. That's pretty cool. And then what I'll do is I will put the amethyst back into its glitter jar. And then I will varnish the purple. As you can see, as I'm varnishing it, again, you can see how cool the glitter just shines. See? So there's that. Set that aside. Close that glitter jar. And next color is I'm gonna do the white again. Take off that piece, take off his teeth. Off his teeth. And then I noticed I still have two eyeballs here. So I'm gonna look at where his where the emboss line is and place that eyeball in there. Again, look where the emboss line is. And he's gonna be looking upwards. So take that, and then I'm gonna take my cool diamond, and I'll pour it right on top. Very careful. I'll tap, 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 just to make sure that I don't have any excess. And then what I'll do is I will pour this right into here, back into its jar. Close that up. Take my brush and brush off the excess white there. And then varnish. Varnish. And then I'll take this piece off here the third layer. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do blue eyes this time. I'm going to use that blue-green that I had earlier for monster, the first creature I created. So I'll do that. Perfect. Take my brush and brush it off. The final layer. Take that last final release sheet off. Take basic black. Put that right in there. Perfect. Take my brush and brush off that black. And then I'll varnish it in. There we go. Now I got another monster created. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon and this night here at JN Unique Designs. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook for more fun projects. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.